Hey y'all, Daisy and I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. We sure did. Daisy got a little bit of the turkey bone this week. However, we got a lot of stuff to talk about that's going on the Appalachian Trail. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So we got a couple check-ins from some hikers from 2025 that are still out there. We got ADK, who is now Pop, and he had checked in with us really early in the season, but now he is still out there. Let's go ahead and hear from him.
Hey Ramdino, Pop here, formerly known as ADK Bill. Last check-in was May 21st. Got off trail in Tennessee with norovirus. I don't know if you remember, but I was hiking with a stranger and 5 lives. All 3 of us got norovirus. We think from No Business Snob shelter, the water source down below the shelter. Anyway. So I stayed off trail once I got norovirus. Those guys continued on and finished the AT through hike complete. I have been piecing together New Hampshire. I've got the Wildcats through Mariah to do. I've got the Kinsman Range and from Smarts Mountain south to Hanover at the Vermont-New Hampshire border. So I got, what, 30, well, more than 30 miles to go. Anyway, I just wanted to check in. Conditions on top of Musalaki the other day, we had snowshoes on. But today on Smarts Mountain, microspikes is all I needed. There's a few inches of snow on the ground up top. Well, probably 8 inches on top of there. But hope you're having a great day, finishing your Pennsylvania hikes up, and thanks for all you do, Ramdino. ADK Bill, Pop out.
And some new folks on the trail that have never checked in, but they are pretty neat in what they're doing on their through hike, so I thought I'd go ahead and send them in too. And hey, we want to include everybody here.
Hi everybody, I am Boss Bay.
And I am Bird Call. And
we're married. We came here together and we are on day 136 of the Appalachian Trail. We started in Katahdin and have been heading south the entire way. We still love each other. And
we're not perfect though. We do bicker sometimes and get in arguments, but we try to work it out as much as possible. What I hope is different about our channel is that we've been documenting the whole thing, not just on YouTube, but Boss Bay over here is an amazing writer, and she writes every single night. She's probably written over 100,000 words so far. I paint with watercolors every single night. I've probably done over 200 paintings so far.
Why is it important to write while traveling? To document every single day, to record your human voice in this experience, this life. To add your words to the ocean of history.
then that's the one you painted.
Not bad, huh?
How do you feel about it now?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah?
I like it, yeah. I still have a lot to learn.
Living the dream, baby! Get out now! Let's get off the mountain!
That's Bosby and Bird Call. That is awesome. That is pretty unique. I've never heard of anybody painting watercolors, taking those with him. Most people don't want to carry the extra weight. Don't look like there's a lot of weight there, but that is very unique. And not sure, looks like she's got some type of computer or something that she's carrying as well. So very cool. That is going to be something great that they can archive for their trip later. And of course, we've got intros to some new hikers that are coming in that are going to be attempting a through hike in 2026. So we got Kristen. She sends in her intro.
Hi Ramdino. Thank you so much for what you do for the hiking community. My name is Kristen, and I am hiking the AT in 2026. I will be leaving at the end of February and will be hiking northbound. I love being out in nature, and honestly, that's where I feel the closest to God. I've actually named my channel Hiking on a Prayer, and if you'd like to follow me on YouTube, that's how you can find me. I'm also on Instagram as Kristen Hiking on a Prayer and on Facebook as well. Again, thank you for all that you do, and I look forward to be able to give everyone updates as I'm on the trail.
Laura Ashley sends us hers, and of course she tried this past year. Y'all may remember that name. I think my wife had a Laura Ashley dress or a purse or something, but different Laura Ashley, I'm sure. But anyhow, she sends in her intro.
Hey Ramdino and Ramdino's crew. My name is Laura, and I am going to be making a second attempt at the Appalachian Trail. Went out in 2023, didn't make it, but you know, 2026 is going to be my year. They say first is the worst, second is the best, so it's going to be great. I'm very excited. If you guys want to follow along with my journey, I will be updating here, but for more day in and day out, you can follow my YouTube channel at Laura Ashley. Same thing with my Instagram. All right, look forward to meeting you all out there. Happy trails.
And Ted, he checks in with his intro.
Hello, my name is Ted, no trail name yet. After 36 years of being a firefighter, I'm soon to retire, and then on February 15th, I'm gonna start my SOBO hike on the AT. As Ramdino always says, hope to see you out there.
Morning, Ramdino. This is Papy with Oopsy Adventures, where I believe the best adventures happen when my plans fall apart. Just wanted to make a quick announcement video letting you know that January 1st, 2026, I will be starting north from Springer Mountain with a 2026 through hiking attempt. I would love for y'all to check me out on Oopsy Adventures on YouTube and also on Facebook. I appreciate you getting the word out, letting people know. Look forward to seeing y'all out there.
Thanks a lot for everybody that sent in those intros. If you're going to be hiking in 2026 and you want to be included here, send me a 30-second video of when you're starting, what direction you're going from, where you're starting from, and maybe what you want to get out of the trail or what you expect to get out of the trail. Love to include you here. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel and you're hiking in 2026, to go and sign up for the support list. The way to do that is go through the form link down below, and that will populate you to the spreadsheet. Don't just send me your information through the spreadsheet, because that's not going to work, is it, Daisy? No, that does not work for people to do that. Speaking of which, I had somebody make a comment that said they thought Daisy was a pain, and they didn't like watching Daisy. Y'all leave a comment down below. I think most of you like Daisy. I know we sure do love Daisy, but anyway, I'd like to know what most of you have to say about Daisy down there. Now, we've also got some new hikers that are on the support list that are coming up. So we got a fat old guy going to be out there on the trail in 26. Piery, Rhett, which is R-E-T. I don't know if that stands for retired or what, but Rhett's going to be there. We got Brad, Sudheimer, and Scrooge. So those are folks that are new to the support list. Hope you folks with the community will go out there, check out that support list, and follow along and keep the hikers out there pumped up as they go throughout the course of their epic hike. So completion that we've got, and this is awesome. We got a mother-daughter team, Taco Cat and Turtle Toe. They have been updating us on a regular basis, and it's so good to see that they have finished. They finished on their pretzel, they called it a pretzel wraparound flip-flop there at Harper's Ferry. So let's get their video.
Hi Ramdino, we are done.
We just finished.
We just finished, and we're still speaking to each other.
You weren't sure.
Well, it was touch and go there for a minute.
So cool when hikers send me their video right when they complete the trail. We've gotten a lot of those from Katahdin, but we hadn't had any of those from flip-floppers or SOBO. So very cool. Thanks a lot for sending that in. And one of the things I wanted to mention is a few details about Turtle Toe, and that is that Turtle Toe is the oldest woman to complete the trail. She's the oldest female to through hike in a calendar year. So this year we had another hiker who was 80 years old, and she finished as well. Turtle Toe is actually 79, younger than the 80-year-old. However, the 80-year-old, and not taking anything away from her at all, she did finish the trail, and she did finish it within the constraints that the ATC sets it up for the 200-miler certificate. So she took some time off during Helene, so didn't finish it in exactly a calendar year. However, she finished it nonetheless, and that is awesome. So glad to hear that. Congratulations to her, and we've had her on this, or we featured her completion on this channel. However, Turtle Toe, no asterisk, no dash or anything. She finished it in a calendar year without having to take anything for the 200-miler cert. I got a feeling she's probably not interested in that. She don't care what the ATC or anybody else thinks. I think she was just was glad to finish the trail, and that's all that matters to her and Taco Cat. So that is awesome. Enjoyed seeing what they did, enjoyed their hike and all their updates there. She's also a marathon runner, and they started April 4th, and they didn't actually intend to finish, so or didn't actually intend to through hike. So they flipped up and did Katahdin, and then they finished, and they're like, hey, we got more in us, so let's keep going. And they wound up finishing there. So they finished on November 21st. So congratulations to them. So current registrations for the new class of 26 that we got coming up. There are people that have already left, so we've been featuring on a regular basis here. Cat, and of course she's running SOBO right now. She's actually on a flip-flop because she had to skip some places in the whites because it was just dangerous conditions. She couldn't go at the elevation. But anyway, she is SOBO now. I'm not exactly sure. She's coming into either New Jersey or maybe coming into Pennsylvania. I hadn't got an update from her this week. But in any case, we got other people that are out there on the trail that are just not updating us, but current registrations we've got. So last week we were at 674 NOBO, and this week we're at 810. So that's 136 folks that have increased. Flip-floppers went up 8 from 28 to 36, and SOBO went from 20 to 26 to 6. So right now we have a total registrations for 2025/26 season. And I say slash because the calendar here actually goes back to September, I believe it is. And we have 872 that are registered. So good bit of folks coming there. So some news we got out there on the trail. So we got still the missing hiker, Charlie Hush. He has been missing in and around the Blood Mountain area there, the start of the Appalachian Trail. He's been missing since November 11th, and they've been searching for him since somewhere close to that date. However, the search has been called off because they've covered everywhere they can possibly cover up there with dogs and drones and personnel, just lots of people up there. So they don't think there was a cognitive issue. They don't think there was a health issue. He was last seen on the top of Blood Mountain. Some hikers talked to him, and then he disappeared after that. So we don't know what happened to him. But I'm sure his family would appreciate any prayers that you got out there that you can send to him. That would be awesome. There have actually been also people that are in that area that have gone out there and started searching for him in the area. So he parked there at the Byron Reese area, parking area, and hiked up on a spur trail there, or approach trail up to the AT and then up to Blood Mountain. So anywhere in that area, people have been searching. And then the detour at Damascus, of course, we talked about this last week, that Far Out had not been updated, and so they didn't have the route on Far Out, but we shared that route with you. And now Far Out has updated with the magenta line there on their app. However, there's no water sources or camps or camping spots or shelters on that section. They haven't updated that yet. I've been talking to them, and they have not got back to me to tell me when that's going to be updated. I'm sure that's going to come eventually. There's 2 shelters there that are in good shape because they've been maintained, and then there's a couple campsites and water sources there. So one of the things that somebody commented last week, and not going to mention who, you go back and look the comments yourself, but they gave out some information that I don't believe is accurate information based upon my research, and if it's not accurate, then it is very bad information. That is that they indicated that the trail where the AT shares the treadway with the creeper was not damaged, and that trestle was not damaged. They are correct about that. However, they did say that it was going to be open. Well, that is incorrect. That's false information that my research gives me. Don't want to throw any shade on the person that did that. They're a very well respected person in the community, some people may consider some their statements controversial, and some are okay with them. And not throwing shade at all on this individual, but I want to give out the correct information out there. The trail is closed where the creeper shares the treadway. You can shuttle around that section for a bit, or you can take that as a continuous footpath, but you cannot walk on the creeper trail until it is fixed. Particularly where any part of the creeper trail, including where it shares that with the AT. That is a construction site that is going to be closed. The National Forest Service has closed it. I have found there with the community group there, I believe it's Friends of Whitetop, which is a Damascus group up there, that they have indicated that they were at a meeting where the construction company came to that meeting and gave everybody a briefing on when they were starting, and the National Forest Service has already closed the treadway there as of last week. But the construction company came and they said, do not walk. This is a construction site. You will be charged with trespassing and you'll be removed, and we may have law enforcement up there policing it. So don't be that person that does that. Don't be that person that hikes on that treadway. I come from the construction world. Begin with, you got insurance issues there. If somebody's out there that's not supposed to be, then they're not wearing the proper PPE, protective clothing, hard hat and glasses and steel-toed shoes and long sleeves and long pants. They're not wearing the proper gear. They have to shut everything down. That slows everything down. That costs money. At $240 million, they probably have liquidated damages in it, meaning that if they are a day late, it may cost them $1,000 a day, maybe more than that a day. So that is a construction zone. It's just not safe to be in there, and you shouldn't be in there when they're building. Think about, you see construction sites, where they're building a building, they got a fence around it. Well, this may be too large to fence, I'm sure. So it's like 17 miles. So you're not going to fence that in, but you're not supposed to be there. So you're not going to go on a construction site that's fenced in. So neither should you go here and do that. It's just not safe. So don't be the people that do that. I get it's not a normal hike, but you got a continuous footpath that's been there, put there for you. Take the continuous footpath, but don't take the creeper trail. And then we got a shelter update that came right from the horse's mouth. And I say that because he works like a horse. I've been out on trail work with him, and that's the trail boss for the Tennessee Eastman Hiking and Canoeing Club that are responsible for the trail maintenance in Tennessee. That they're the ones that came through and punched through and got all of the devastation cleared that was there in time for, this was from Helene, where whole forests were laid over. And this was in time, from Helene, in time for the 2025 thru-hikers to get through there. So they did awesome work. And now he's going to give us an update on the shelters there in their area and what the status is of them. Go ahead, Joe.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Joe from Trail Maintainers. So I just thought that it would be worth going over the shelters that are currently closed on the Tennessee Eastman section, which is from Spivey Gap to the Tennessee-Virginia state line. And the following are closed. Cherry Gap Shelter, which of course is at 361.7 in the closed area. The reroute starts approximately a mile before that. But I do recognize that people under certain circumstances might try to sneak in there to take advantage of a shelter which is no longer there. It's still there. The structure is in effect still there. It has not been dismantled and removed, but it is at 361.7 and it is closed and destroyed. Roan High Knob Shelter, which is at 379.3, is closed. Laurel Fork Shelter, there was a fire there prior to Hurricane Helene, which essentially burned the sleeping platform and the roof off the shelter. That's at 422.2. Moreland Gap Shelter, which was damaged in the storm, is at mile marker 414 north. It is usable. To my knowledge at this time, it does not leak. There was some significant roof damage that took place to that, but it is open and available for use, and it would sleep probably 6 to 8. There have been 2 shelters removed from the Tennessee Eastman section. Of course, Over Mountain, which received quite a bit of publicity, that's no longer available. The tenting area, of course, is open. And Watauga Lake Shelter was removed several years ago due to abuse because of its proximity to the lake. A lot of people will favor doing long section hikes through this region at this time of year because it's so beautiful to go through the roans. And also, if you're planning a 2026 through hike, please know that these shelters are not going to be available in 2026. And the reroute, which starts at Low Gap before you get to the Cherry Gap shelter, is still in effect. And that will put you out on the other side of the apple orchard, skipping over the severe damage in and around Iron Mountain Gap. When that logging is complete, which is hopefully going to be complete sometime in March of 2026, there will be plenty of people to let you know that you can hike through that area again when it's open and available to do so. And for all of those of you who are not familiar with the Trail Maintainers podcast and discussion page, well, I'm Joe Morris. I'm the project coordinator for Tennessee Eastman Hiking and Canoeing Club. I hope you all have a wonderful day or a blessed evening. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate that information. Great information for the 2026, whether you be a through hiker or section hiker in that area. And then also we got end of days hike coming up. So that's coming up on the Foothills Trail starting on the 27th, starting from Oconee and heading on in. So we'll have fresh ground and stops a lot there. They're going to be feeding at least for the first probably 3 days. And then eventually fresh ground is going to go down and serve hikers on the Florida Trail. Not sure about stops, but after about 3 to 4 days there on the Foothills Trail, you get in an area where they can't really get to you. So there's not a place right there on the road where they can feed. So there'll be food there for you, but you need to come like you're not going to be fed because you may miss them, and like you're self-contained. You're supporting yourself. So please do that. Don't count on them, but I guarantee you'll be taking food home with you. And then I've been finishing up my hikes from Pennsylvania. So I've just got one more to do that. And then I've got Shenandoah National Park that I just got back from. That was one of my best hikes that I've had anytime. My feet didn't hurt me. It was just great weather in the 50s, still hiking in short sleeves. So had a wonderful time. And it's times like that I'm ready to get back out on the trail, and I've only been off for, a couple weeks. So very, very, very fun time there. So hopefully you'll get that from the videos. Those will be posting soon. Head on over here to this video if you want to find out what's going on with the thru hikers here coming up for 2026. If you missed some, don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment. Love your comments. Love responding to those. Give me a thumbs up. And as always, appreciate you. And we hope to see you out here.